Hello and welcome. Today I am going to be speaking about oxalates. A lot of people write in asking me because there's a lot of foods that are high in oxalates, but they're nutritionally very sound and have a lot of benefits. But there's a challenge, people wondering if they're sensitive to them or what they can do and what are the benefits. So I'm going to speak to this from a Western perspective, but also an Eastern perspective, because those of you that don't know me, I am an Eastern medicine practitioner. My name is Angela Warburton. I have over 25 years of working with women in the clinic, and nutritional therapy is my jam. I love I have a background in Western nutrition and dietetics, and then also the Eastern. So it's really the magic of understanding the whole food. And then really the magic comes when we match it to the person. So in Eastern medicine, we look at food beyond just the nutrient value. We look at food as having properties. So intuitively, we would know a lot of this. And we're really looking at balancing the food to the person. So intuitively, if you think of having a piece of ginger or cinnamon, when you have cinnamon tea, it's got this warming aspect to it. Whereas you think of biting into a fresh watermelon in the summer, or what cucumber does, mint, they tend to be more cooling. And so if you're someone who's cold all the time, cinnamon and ginger would be great because we're always looking to bring that balance out. But if you're someone who's hot all the time, that would actually make you a little more off balance. So if you have these cooling summer vegetables and you're someone who's hot, great. And if you're cold and damp and retain water and get bloated after you eat and don't digest well, these aren't going to be so good for you. So we get out of really want to move from labeling food as good food or bad food. I have a pet peeve because we have these superfoods, and so people go nuts on the superfood and like more is better. And then all of a sudden it gets painted as a bad food because of the negative effects that if you have too much of it. And mostly it's if you have too much and it's not in alignment with your body. So we're so strong in our heads and we want to do the right thing, but we sometimes get disconnected from what our body's actually saying. So I love talking about food in this very holistic way, helping you understand the patterns in your body so then you can know what foods are beneficial for you versus just eating a certain food because it's good for you. And I've seen this so much in the clinic. People are eating foods because they're good foods, but they feel like crap. And then when I'm able to tell them what's going on, they're like, oh my God, thank God, I hate that food, but we all try to do the right things, and God bless us all. Like, we want to do the right things, but we want to feel better. So this is just taking it to the next level. So let's go. So oxalates, what are they? They're naturally occurring compounds. They're found in lots of plant foods. Primarily, a lot of people talk about them in a relationship to leafy greens. They're also in nuts and seeds and some fruits as well. And they can bind to minerals in the body, such as calcium. And if you have high oxalates, sometimes it can contribute to kidney stones in some people, and it can contribute in some time to inflammation for some people. And when consumed in moderation and part of a balanced diet, there don't tend to be an issue. But for some people, it can be an issue. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I see causing the problems and what you can do to balance it out. So some of the high foods that we see a lot: beets, spinach. The benefits of these foods, we say in Eastern medicine, a lot of the leafy greens and the beets as well, they nourish the blood. If you think of cooking, if you cook spinach, there's a lot of moisture that comes out of that. So we'd say it's a very hydrating, very nourishing compound. In the green foods in general, they build the blood. They have the exact same chemistry, the structure as a red blood cell, except the green foods have a magnesium ion in the center and the red blood cell has iron. So it's actually the chemistry of it matches our body is able to build the blood. So if someone's coming with signs of what we call blood deficiency in Eastern medicine, dry eyes, dry nails, hangnails a lot, maybe getting a lot of muscle cramps, might be dry in many places, skin dry, eyes, like when you're getting those floaters in your eyes, that can be a sign of what we call blood deficiency or sign. You can have your labs can come back perfect, and it doesn't mean anemia, though it can, but it's more of the body doesn't have enough moisture and enough blood in it. So we often recommend these dark leafy greens to help build the blood. Now, if someone has a problem digesting, so they might be blood deficient, but their bloated after they eat. They tend to retain water. They tend to retain moisture. So fluid metabolism isn't great in their body. So that, if you're the one who takes off your socks and you've got sock lines for the next day or so, that means you have some fluid metabolism. Looser bowels, feeling like you just aren't absorbing food. When you have these cold, moistening foods, that's actually going to throw you more off of balance. And that, to me, that sign when someone's experiencing those things means the gut is not strong enough and not actually absorbing the nutrients. The interesting thing with oxalates is one of the best things you can do to decrease the effects of them, the negative effects, is to cook them. So boiling, steaming, sauteing, it can reduce the level by leaching them out into the water. So when you put them in water and then they leach out, and then you actually have the food, you get the benefits from it, but you don't get the negative effects of it. So cooking, and the nice thing with cooking your food, it actually strengthens your gut. And a ripple out of a healthy gut is so important for healthy hormones, because that's one of the 4 keys to making sure your body's able to get and produce the hormones, because it comes through our food. The gut breaks it down and puts it into a form that then goes through our small intestine, goes out into the body world, and then the liver has another effect of it. So there's all these different parts to it, but cooking food and having a healthy gut is super important. Another thing you can do to help lower the effects is to combine it with calcium rich foods. So things that have more calcium. I'm a big fan of seaweeds for calcium rich foods, because they just have so many benefits. They're detoxifying, they break down masses in the body, they're high in calcium, and they're high in a lot of minerals, and including iodine. And so when you eat calcium-rich foods with oxalates, and it reduces the absorption and preventing them from forming some of the crystals in the kidneys as well. Hydration, plenty of water helps to dilute, and you're just going to flush it out. I love hydration coming through mineral-rich teas, broths, like herbal teas. Those can be really helpful, but just making sure you have hydration. Avoid icy water, side note. And then making sure that you're getting a diverse diet. I see problems more when people eat the same thing every day. One client who was eating spinach every day, and she ended up having a negative reaction to the oxalates. So just diversity, eat a rainbow, mix it up. We want to get as many different fruits, vegetables, spices in your diet. So rotating can be really, really helpful. And yeah, so again, just with that Eastern medicine, look, the oxalate-rich foods have so many benefits, particularly for midlife women. So nourishing the blood, nourishing the liver, building the fluids, the yin fluids in the body, helping to combat some of that internal heat. Watch my other videos if you want to know more about that. And then the cooking of it will help you absorb it and offset some of the negative effects. So there's not, again, a good or bad with oxalates. It's put some people, if you notice you have a problem with it, then listen to that. You can always work with a health practitioner that can help you strengthen your gut and help you recognize or figure out what's going on for you and help to rebalance your body. But the benefits are great. So really encourage you not to look at this from a good or bad perspective, but more from a holistic perspective. So there you go. I hope that was helpful. If this is helpful and you like it, please hit like. If you have requests, send me a note. I'm here to serve and to give you this holistic idea or perspective of what's going on with your body and how to understand it from this ecosystem. And please hit subscribe if you want more of this. It is my honor and pleasure to be here. Have a beautiful day or evening, and I will see you next time.